Now, I'm a fan of intermittent fasting. I use intermittent fasting sometimes. I use it with some clients. But if you're having trouble with intermittent fasting, there's a few things that's very important to understand. And number one is that intermittent fasting is really not right for everybody. For some people, it's going to make some situations much worse. And I know that you've heard these stories and, oh man, I lost 738 pounds in a week and a half using intermittent fasting. And, I know that a lot of the results are just unbelievably great. But the reality is that there is no diet or approach or supplement or anything that's right for everybody because we all process foods differently. We all have a different bio-individuality that's unique to us. So if you really want to get success with intermittent fasting and it's not showing up, there are some mistakes that are very common that can be corrected, and there's some physiological problems that can be corrected. But if you're just trying to cram intermittent fasting into your life when it's not right for your body chemistry, it's just going to cause problems. And the biggest mistake we see is people doing junk food fasting, where they're just going to eat cookies and here's some cupcakes and I'm going to have toast or pastries and then in the morning I just won't eat, and that'll make up for all these horrible choices that I made. And it just doesn't work very well because when you're eating all that junk, you're pushing your body out of its ability to access stored fat for fuel. So even when you're not eating, your body can't access that stored fat and burn it for fuel. So not only do you not have a backup fuel source that allows you to feel good while you're fasting, you're not losing the weight that you wanted to lose. You're just putting your body into a more of a stressed situation where it doesn't have a fuel source and it can't access the backup fuel source. Another big problem is that when people fast, they're not really fasting. When you fast, you need to fast. That means don't bring in any type of nutrients. So a lot of people put all this junk in their coffee and they think that it's going to be okay because some people say, oh, it's fine, it's going to be great. But it just doesn't work for a lot of people. So if you're going to fast, it should be water or black coffee, and you should not be taking in other nutrients of any kind. And one of the biggest problems is someone will try to do intermittent fasting while they're dealing with digestive issues, or they don't have enough minerals and nutrients in the system for the body to function correctly. So when you're not digesting your food correctly, you're not getting the nutrients that the body needs to operate during this time of period where you're not bringing in any food. So if you're not bringing in the right nutrients, going longer without nutrients is just going to stress the body out, make it raise stress hormones, tell the body to store more fat, and create lots of other trouble. So if you have any digestive symptoms at all, it's very important to correct those symptoms. So this is just a short. It's hard to cram it all in here, but if you want to understand these more, we'll put a link in the description of this short or in the pinned comment for this short for our full video on Stop Struggling with Intermittent Fasting.